The global stage is shifting again, and once more, India stands at the epicenter of the geopolitical storm. In the last few weeks, quiet diplomatic meetings, secretive trade discussions, and unannounced defense collaborations have started to paint a picture of something much bigger. A transformation in how the world views India. It's not just a rising power anymore. It's the balance point between rival superpowers. The corridors of Washington, Moscow, and Beijing are buzzing. And every signal points toward one reality. India is no longer playing defense in global politics. It's setting the agenda. Sources close to South Bloc reveal that a series of backdoor meetings have taken place between Indian and Western diplomats, primarily focused on redefining security partnerships in the Indo-Pacific. But this time, there's a twist. India isn't agreeing to be anyone's junior partner. With its strong economic position and military modernization drive, New Delhi has started negotiating from a position of power. This is the India that no one saw coming a decade ago, calm, confident, and unafraid to challenge the traditional order. The turning point came with a quiet but powerful decision. India's recent push to reorient its defense procurement strategy away from dependency on any single bloc. While Western countries expected India to pivot fully toward them, the Modi administration has made it clear strategic autonomy remains non-negotiable. India is buying weapons from France, energy from Russia, technology from the US, and critical raw materials from Africa and Latin America. This multi-directional diplomacy is what experts now call the New Delhi Doctrine. It's pragmatic, it's bold, and it's reshaping how the world operates. Meanwhile, the West's attempts to pressure India over its Russian ties have backfired spectacularly. As sanctions tightened around Moscow, India emerged as the unexpected bridge keeping the global energy market stable. Indian refiners have become central to the flow of Russian oil, quietly refining and re-exporting to markets that once criticized New Delhi's stance. The irony isn't lost on anyone. The very nations warning India against trading with Russia are indirectly dependent on Indian energy exports to keep their economies afloat. It's one of the most masterful displays of quiet geopolitical leverage in modern history. But beyond oil, a bigger game is unfolding. The U.S. is increasingly anxious about China's assertiveness in the South China Sea. And Washington knows it can't counter Beijing without India's partnership. That's why American diplomats have ramped up engagement, offering everything from advanced defense technology to new trade frameworks. Yet India's response remains characteristically cautious. It's not accepting deals out of fear or favor. It's setting terms that ensure mutual respect and equality. As one senior Indian official put it recently, "We'll work with everyone, okay? But we'll bow to no one." This stance has triggered a silent recalibration across global capitals. Europe, still grappling with economic uncertainty, has started wooing India more aggressively. Germany and France are courting Indian investment in green energy and manufacturing. The United Kingdom is pushing for a long-delayed free trade agreement. Even Japan and South Korea are stepping up defense coordination with New Delhi. The result? India has become the most sought-after partner in the global power equation. The Middle East, too, is watching India with renewed respect. As traditional powers like the U.S. recalibrate their focus, India has stepped in as a trusted mediator. Whether it's maintaining ties with Iran while deepening relations with Saudi Arabia, or engaging constructively in regional energy talks, India is demonstrating that it can navigate the world's most volatile region without taking sides. This ability to talk to everyone from Washington to Tehran is what makes India truly indispensable. Behind the scenes, intelligence cooperation between India and multiple countries has reached unprecedented levels. Cybersecurity, space defense, and maritime surveillance are the new frontiers of collaboration. Indian naval presence in the Indian Ocean and beyond has become the backbone of regional stability. Every time an Indian warship docks in a friendly port, it sends a quiet but powerful message. India's reach is no longer regional, it's global. Domestically, this assertive foreign policy has strengthened national confidence. Indians are no longer asking whether their country will rise. They're debating how far and how fast. Public opinion supports a foreign policy that's bold, yet independent, cooperative, yet firm. The days of India being a passive participant in world affairs are over. It's now a proactive architect of the global future. Western analysts are beginning to accept this new reality. For decades, they viewed India through the lens of potential, the next big thing. But now, they're seeing performance. From economic growth to diplomatic wins, India is shaping headlines, not following them. Even within think tanks in Washington and London, there's growing acknowledgement that without India, no major global initiative from climate goals to defense pacts can succeed. And perhaps the most telling sign of India's newfound influence is how its silence speaks louder than others' noise. When crises erupt, India doesn't rush to comment, it calculates. When sanctions are imposed, it doesn't react emotionally, it strategizes. That discipline, that patience, has become its greatest diplomatic weapon. The rest of the world is slowly realizing you can pressure many nations, but you can only persuade India. As one senior U.S. analyst recently said, India has mastered the fine art of saying no, without sounding confrontational. That's the hallmark of true power, control over one's choices. In the coming months, all eyes will be on how India manages its relationships with both Washington and Moscow. Trade deals, defense agreements, and global alliances will continue to evolve. But one thing is certain, New Delhi will make every move on its own timeline. The global chessboard has been reset and India is holding more pieces than ever before. What makes this even more remarkable is that India's rise isn't built on coercion or conquest. It's built on credibility. From humanitarian aid to climate leadership, from digital diplomacy to vaccine exports, India has earned its global standing through contribution, not domination. And that's precisely why even rival powers respect it. The world's power centers from Washington to Beijing to Brussels are learning a new diplomatic truth. You can build the future without India at the table. And as the storm of geopolitics intensifies, New Delhi stands like a lighthouse, steady, luminous, and unyielding. This is India's moment, the moment when a nation once seen as the world's largest democracy transforms into the world's most decisive voice. The 21st century's balance of power isn't being written in Washington or Beijing anymore. It's being shaped quietly but powerfully in New Delhi.